Welcome to another edition of Clutch Talk. I'm Seth Smith. And joining me today is Patrick McKenna.
Hello.
Tommy Samson. And Bobby Ziola.
How's it going, guys?
Thanks for having me, guys. Let's get things started in the NFL. Dolphins bullying saga may thicken more with the reports surfacing about the possibility of Richie Incognito being pushed by the coaching staff, as a source say to toughen Jonathan Martin up, leading to this whole mess. Gentlemen, who and how much do you blame if this story is true?
I blame basically the whole team because they made a bigger scene than it should be. I mean, I've been bullied my whole life. And when I was in middle school, I got tossed downstairs, thrown into lockers and stuff, so I know of bullying. But, I mean, Richie Incognito and John Martin, I think, made a bigger scene than it should have been. Obviously, it was more verbal than physical, as there was two types of bullying, but it's too big of a scene than it should be.
I don't think you're really going to get the truth of this story. Like, much as I've heard about it, bunches, different sides, you don't know. Because Carnito, it was, you know what I mean, pumping him up, trying to, like, get him, you know what I mean, play better and stuff. But you don't know if it's more of getting him to play better on the field or bullying him. Maybe this guy took it too far, that he's not saying the right, you know what I mean, he's not saying what he's really saying when he did 60 minutes. I think it's a big issue for the Miami Dolphins organization, such as the general manager and stuff and the head coaching staff, because this is a big saga now in the NFL, and all their jobs could be gone by the end of next year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's almost necessary to bully a little bit in some kind of it builds relationships, between the players. And once you get through the little hazing phase, you might be more of a team player, and the team might respect you a little bit more. I don't think it should happen to the extent that it's injuring anybody or anything like that, but a little bit of hazing I've never seen.
It comes to a point for me where I look at something and I go, how much is too much?
Yeah,
we've all been a part of
Correct.
some kind of a team. We've
Right.
all been a part of some kind of rookie hazing as far as, just anything. But then it comes to a certain point when you have to ask how much is too much, and then even goes further, did your coach come to you and say, do this or do that? And if it does, I say it gets Richie Incognito off the fully exonerated.
I agree with it, but you know what I mean, what I say, such as for my basketball team, is people come in from different backgrounds. You know what I mean? Come from the city, the suburbs, anywhere, and they could be the smallest thing you could say to someone, and it could tick them off. And we don't know about this player. We don't know what Carnito said about, you know what I mean, what he said, and you know, he's telling us what he said, but you never know behind closed doors.
But, I mean, I have a perfect example, Coach Wood, coach of the baseball team and former coach of the basketball team. I mean, he curses at us sometimes, but that's to make his point. He doesn't, if we mess up, he doesn't, put us down and say, it's your fault, you shouldn't have done that, or, he doesn't, put us down to the point where, we want to cry off the field. I mean, he actually curses, but he makes
the motivation.
As Patty said, motivation makes his point, nicely when he curses. He doesn't make us, as I said before, want to cry off the field,
Right.
Feeling bad in front of our parents and our fans.
Of course not. Patty?
Wednesday morning, Alex Rodriguez appealed his 211-game suspension. This could be one of the biggest stories of all time, linked to steroids in baseball. Gentlemen, is it a ban for life up for next for Alex Rodriguez?
Yeah, I think baseball, everybody wants to be pure, you know what I mean? It's like pure athletes. If you're going to cheat, what's the sense of it? I think as soon as you cheat once, you should know the consequences, and it should be you get banned right away. And I sit pretty firmly on that.
We just did a story about bullying where it's been playing out for a while, and people are either want something to happen or just be done with it. In this case, I look at the same way with Alex Rodriguez. He has been tested, retested, questioned, said I didn't do it, and then admitted to doing it. In my opinion, Alex Rodriguez, something just needs to happen. Either ban him for life, either leave him alone, or just give him a reduced sentence. But this story has just been going on for, since he was with the Texas Rangers? Almost 10 years?
But if you think about it, it's like the Barry Bonds. It's like the whole case with the whole steroids. If he did it, he did it. If he lied, and the oath and stuff. But I think, other than not being a Yankees fan, I think they need to do a ban on it, because such as the baseball players, myself and Tommy, growing up playing ball, kids getting offered steroids at such a young age, you have to put your foot down now. This next generation is, the 90s, everyone used steroids and stuff, but if you don't put a ban, kids are going to think, oh, I could use steroids, I could get suspended in MLB and make it. That's why they need to put their foot down now. If whoever takes steroids, ban it. so people won't take it. With all the suspension and stuff, people are gonna still take steroids.
With all due respect, Patty, I'm going to compare him to another player. As you said, Barry Bonds, who did take steroids and made a big issue out of it for like 10 years. But I'm going to compare him to Mark McGwire. Because Mark McGwire was also like A-Rod, where he basically said after like 10 years, I did it, like in the courtroom, like I finally did it. And like just to get the whole court off his chest, all the pressure, because he couldn't take it no more. But
Mark McGwire never really got caught. He just got pressured until he finally admitted it.
that's what I said. Like he
Lance
couldn't do it.
Lance Armstrong kind of situation.
Well, but that's bicycles basically. But to keep it baseball, I mean, Mark McGwire couldn't deal with the pressure anymore, and he had to say that he actually did it because he couldn't deal with the pressure.
Yeah.
But I was just watching a baseball video on YouTube yesterday where they were hitting 500 feet home runs. But most people, players these days, don't really hit it that far anymore, and you wonder why they're hitting it that far. And obviously, the answer is probably steroids, which is why Canseco, Bonds, Palmeiro,
that whole era.
they all got looked at as correct.
Well, that was the age of the big bat. If I had to look at baseball now, it's the age of the pitcher. I mean, you look at some of these
absolutely.
guys, Matt Scherzer, Justin
Verlander.
Verlander, they're all coming on. You take
Yeah.
away the big bats, you let the pitchers reign supreme nowadays.
I mean, they call Felix Hernandez King Felix because he's that good. I mean, he actually earned his name because he strikes out so many batters and he's hard to hit.
And he did it sober, which is the best part about it.
Yeah, very
Without
best
taking
part.
steroids.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. So let's hit the slopes. Talk about a little bit of skiing. Have you guys ever been skiing before?
I have when I was younger. I used to live in Denver, Colorado. Went to the Rockies a lot. Enjoyed it. I did wipe out a few times. Wasn't exactly the best skier, but to this day I could probably ski anything. I've yet to ski anything in Vermont, but winter's right around the corner. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. It should be a good winter. Slow start, but it's getting there. So you guys have not skied? Is that the?
I have not because I'm from New York.
Okay.
And there's no real mountains around my area, and there's really I'm more like I like hockey.
There's no mountains around the I-95.
Yeah. Well, I'm like half an hour away from. No, I'm close to 95, but I'm not that far.
You got to
I'm not
put some
Canadian.
effort into it, man.
Well,
Nobody's living on the mountain. You know?
No, the only ice that I'm really close to is ice hockey. That's
Yeah.
it. Just to watch. I mean, not actually playing because I wanted to try going back to the rink in 2007 when I was at middle school with my friend. He was free skating.
Yeah.
We can just skate around, but it was too late for me.
Hey, if you know how,
I couldn't
yeah,
try.
Yeah, if you know how to skate, you could probably transfer that pretty easily to skiing. If you go to try it one day.
But as I said, there was there's no snow mountains. There's no mountains around my area, so
For sure.
yeah. So
Cool. How about you? Adrian?
I've skied before. I think I skied at Wachusett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Wachussett's a good
I
place.
think I was maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah,
And they
nice.
gave me little skis.
Young
and
patty cakes.
I had hold a rope and I was going around. It was like a merry-go-round.
Yeah.
And then they would tell me off to go off a little slope. And I was like, okay. So I went up to with the chair, and I went off on the wrong slope, and I went on the higher one. So I went down, and I was like, oh, I think I went off the wrong slope. And I had a little fun going all the way down, and I didn't make it. So, but I just got up laughing because I don't know, it was fun.
Good. There you go. Keep the spirits high.
just a weird point. It's kind of ironic that you're talking about the snow when you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt on. It's kind of ironic. Just to point that.
How's that weather? How's that warm weather in Vermont nowadays?
It's pretty chilly out.
Cool. Yeah. Well, guys, keep it up.
Thanks, Bob.
It's definitely
Maybe
a
give
fun
some
sport.
lessons sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
As a huge Yankee fan, I've got a lot of respect for Derek Jeter. But question, does he still have it to be their number one shortstop? Guys, what are your thoughts?
Patrick
I'll take
McKenna?
this one.
Yeah.
I think he needs to hang it up. I just, I think, saying this not as a Red Sox fan, I'm saying as a baseball fan, I think he needs to hang it up. He's almost 36, 37 years old.
He's 38, 39.
Excuse me,
38,
30, a little older.
Big
He
difference.
just, they need to retire at the end of the year, have a big ceremony like Rivera did, move on with their life, because he's done so much for the Yankees. He's definitely the face of that organization for the last 15 years that he's been coming up. They just need some new players. That team's like a nursing home. They need to bring in new players in, you know what I mean?
Well, 39, right? 38, 39?
38.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know any other sport that you could say an athlete is 38, 39, and they could probably still have game left. But baseball is probably that one. Now, with that being said, how many injuries has Derek Jeter had over the past couple of years? When you add on to that the longevity of, he came in when he was, 18, 19, 20, young, so that's almost
talent. Just talent.
But, Tommy, that's almost 20 years of just 162 games plus playoffs plus World Series if he makes it. Like, this guy has played so many minutes. Like, I'm surprised he's still walking. I agree with Patty. I think there comes a point when you just need to go 20 years, 5 World Series, a few ankle injuries. After the last 2 or 3 years, it's time. It's done.
But the other thing is,
off to the booth.
Quick thing is, he's very dedicated. Like I heard about a thing the other day ago. He eats the same meal the last 5, 7 years. Like he's that dedicated about his body and stuff. And yes, he has got injured the last couple of years. I think like if he comes back and he gets hurt right away, like the Yankees really don't have anyone right now. They need to start looking and prepare for the next year if he comes back for 1 year and hangs it up.
Well, he could. If he wanted to play for 1 more year, I'm sure like some team in New England would love to have him.
But my thing is, the players actually, as you said, respect him because as Mariano, they did a whole ceremony around the league and gave him so many presents and stuff.
But Mariano still had it at this last year. He was still the greatest closer.
But as you said, but Derek Jeter is different, guys, to me because obviously he ain't gonna go like that by a bad injury because, as I said before, players actually look up to him. He wants to go out in a good way. I mean, to me, I don't think he has that many years left, as you guys said, but I think he has one more good year where he wants to make his point and go out like as a star, and not go out like as an injured player, showing like a a
He
poor
tried to
way
do that the
go
last
out.
2 years and he hasn't done it.
He kind of has.
Yeah, everybody wants to go out as a star. Doesn't mean they should or can. You know what I mean?
But, he gained his respect like over the years by, as you said, winning championships and doing his famous jump play and diving into the
What was
stands.
the last one they
04.
won? What was the last time they won?
09,
We're talking about Derek Jeter, not the Yankees in general.
Well,
so,
you said something about winning, but I don't know the last
exactly.
time you guys won.
I just want to.
We won
just
this
curious.
year. Just saying.
How many is that now?
Yeah.
3 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure for editorial.
But
reasons.
you guys are missing the whole point, though. We're talking about Derek Jeter, not the whole Yankees in general
Wait for
itself.
next year,
So,
Brian.
That's all right. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Wait for next
yeah.
year.
Hey, don't worry, Tom. You can hate on me. I'm a Cubs fan. Next year's the year.
So
Yeah, so what's that?
speaking to the person who hasn't gone over 500 in 10 years.
That's the time, folks.
That's all the time we have, folks.
Thank you for watching Clutch Talk. I'm Thomas Sansone with Seth Smith, Patrick McKenna,
I'm over here. Thank you. Hello. Good night.
and Bobby Ziola. Our show is brought to you by the broadcast journalism class at Landmark College. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.